Welcome to the Brewtiful Game. As always, I am Blake here with Ferris.
Hola.
And Ron.
What's happening?
And today we are here to hit on some soccer news. We're here to talk about some beer news, as well as share our beer of the pod with you. First things first, we're going to try something a little new tonight. Got a slightly new format. We're going to let you know what soccer news we're going to talk about. And today, our big four stories are we're going to cover Arsenal's successful attempt at postponing the North London derby. I didn't write this. Ferris is a jerk. Number 2, Rafa Benitez finally shown the door at Everton.
Surprise.
I should have bet Ferris that Rafa would have lasted and he had to drink another crappy beer. Number 3, Chelsea needs some rest and relaxation, says Tuchel from the German masseuse. And Steven Gerrard's ongoing construction of the Liverpool of old.
Certainly seems like it.
We'll talk about that. I was about to start talking. We can't talk then. But we're going to go from all that soccer news, and then we're going to hit Ron up for a little bit of beer news before, instead of normally, we take a look around Europe for Europe news. But instead,
we stay in the UK.
And we're going to stay in the UK for how many versions? Wait, I'm going to write what you wrote. Then we're going to, from after pivoting to Ron in the form of beer news, before nutmegging our way back home with everyone's favorite footy game, what the what? It's the FA Cup Parte Tres.
Parte Tres.
Parte Tres.
Oh, has a little bit of Latin vibe to it, you know.
Awesome.
I think our new format is off to a rolling start already.
Because we've done 2 of those games before.
We have.
And they've been highly successful.
They're
so fun.
If you've never listened, it's a game show that Ron and I desperately try to figure out what rando club and what league that they're actually
in. And the number of places between these teams.
It's a mess.
And it's fun. And, you know,
it's fun for Ferris.
It's fun. It's extremely fun. We've had people like ESPN and Fox reach out to us and want to steal it, and just we just like,
copyrighted.
Like this is a private thing right now.
What the FA Cup?
Yeah, only comes around 3rd round proper time. You know, the Brewtiful Game has a game.
Yeah. You got to say it though.
What the what? It's the FA Cup.
There it is.
We need theme music.
I was gonna say for the next go around, I gotta edit some music in, so I actually have a button to hit with Fair saying that,
and maybe some canned audience applause.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, like canned audience applause. That I can make happen.
Do you want me to, or do you want to wait when we get there?
I'll wait till we get there.
Yeah.
It'll be our Price is Right moment.
Live production.
But first things first, our beer of the pod. Back to secret beer. Because back when we were all in the same place, we used to do that frequently. Where
we all know what
the beer of the pod today is from Mr. Ron Keller.
So I'm excited for this one. If you aren't aware, Ferris and I are going to Canada in a week and change to go try.
Actually, we'll be in Canada a week from today.
Will we?
Thursday, right?
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Boom.
So we're gonna watch the U.S. men's national team take on the Canadian men's national team for a World Cup qualifier. So I figured that we should have a beer that Ferris and I are going to have up there that Blake, you wouldn't be able to have. So I brought it here so that we can all try it together.
Ferris is so excited.
I am. So, it's going to be minus degrees up there. What is that like?
Minus degree. Oh, yeah. Florida guy. You just saw snow for the first time out in, where were you? Wisconsin? Milwaukee.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Same thing. I knew that. I've watched Wayne's World. I know where that is. Yeah.
So, we found out it's going to be like minus 13 Celsius up there.
Ferris is gonna die.
We had to take.
I'm sitting in the studio right now in shorts and sandals.
So, very long story short, my fiance and I had to take Ferris out the other day and take him clothes shopping because he had
the outlets.
Quite honestly, nothing he could wear.
I can just wear a t-shirt over a t-shirt. Is that enough?
Oh, I was going to put about 5 of them over each other.
So we took him out clothes shopping. Anyway,
that's amazing.
I digress. So the Canadian beer we're going to have is from arguably my favorite Canadian brewery, Flying Monkeys, from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. And Barrie is located off Lake Simcoe, which is north of Toronto by about 2 hours. We had a Flying Monkeys Christmas beer on a couple of Christmases ago, but Flying Monkeys essentially started in a dorm room, as this poor college kid, basically hacking beer, trying to figure out how him and his friends can get wasted for cheaper than, buying it at the store.
Fair.
That's awesome. I mean, I won't say that it didn't cross my mind when I first ever brewed beer. Like,
Right.
well, this actually works out pretty good.
Right. So he, the owner and founder of the brewery, Peter Chido, he essentially honed his skills and talents and learned to respect the creativity of craft beer. And when he went back to Canada from the United States, because he lived in Canada and went to the US for college, he opened Flying Monkeys. So the beer tonight we're going to have is a wonderful milkshake IPA.
Ooh.
What?
I'm just because the last one we had was Cookie Puss.
There were some burps galore in that one.
So
I promise you, this is
because their chocolate beer you brought from Flying Monkeys was one of the best things I've ever had.
Yeah,
so
that was delightful.
I have faith, but I'm looking at that Cookie Puss can that's sitting
staring
up on
at us.
and you say milkshake IPA.
Blake.
Whew.
You have burpees tonight.
Yeah, that was wait a minute. Wait, doesn't that exist? Hold on. Here we go.
You get it somewhere.
Holy Cookie Puss.
Yeah. That's another piece of audio from the Cookie Puss. Last milkshake IPA.
Did you just burp up good beer mixed with Cookie Puss beer?
Just to be clear, that's all from a previous episode there. The last time we had a milkshake IPA. So forgive Ferris and I if we are a little
Like flashbacks are clutch a little bit.
like, all right.
For the record, I didn't bring the last milkshake IPA.
No, but it was because of you.
That's fair.
It did start because of you. That's 100% it. Started with that and a drive to Daytona. Next thing you know, bingo bango.
Just wait till we find Fudgy the beer.
Fudgy the whale beer.
Yep.
I digress.
So this one is called Live Transmission. It's a kind of a special edition for their IPA line with lactose, citrus coconut, white tea, and dried orange peel.
That could
Okay.
orange peel in my beer.
Yeah.
Ferris.
Oh, thank
The can art is pretty wicked too.
Gross.
Dang.
That can art is super cool. They always have cool can art though.
I think the art both on the cans and in the tap room and brewery itself is one of the craziest cool things.
It looks like a kid like drew like a tool table with like wires and
Like reel-to-reel
yeah.
tape and resistors and plugs. It's super cool.
Oh, you know what it looks like? It looks like those little Radio Shack science kits you would get where
Oh,
you can
yeah,
build
yeah.
a radio out of it. That's what it looks
Yep.
like. Oh,
But
that's
like done
probably-
in like a Nickelodeon style.
But I say that, and I'm looking at it. It's called Live Transmission. That's probably exactly what they were thinking.
Yep. So on the can, it says wired live, brewed with orange peel, grapefruit, and a soft coconut white tea. This IPA surges amplified fruits, dry hopped with Citra, Idaho 7, and Mosaic hops. Wired more like an IPA, the lactose adds a creamy carbonation in the plush, refreshing brew.
I just saw Idaho and thought it was going to say Idaho like potatoes. I didn't know there was an Idaho 7 hops.
Yeah, I didn't
There
either.
it is.
6.3 on the old ABV, if you're following at home. 60 on the international beer units. I can't wait to try this. Flying Monkeys Craft Brew. You can go to flyingmonkeys.ca if you want to go check out their website and a whole host of their other beers.
Well, I'm just excited to have another secret beer because we haven't done that in a while.
I'm excited.
All right. Ready, gents? Oh, yes. Just take a sniff.
Ooh,
Mm.
a lot going on.
Got my Dogfish Head official IPA glass for this IPA.
Ooh. It pours really nice, carbonated with good head retention.
Maintained a 1/4-inch head the whole way down.
There's so many things to say.
If I had a nickel.
And it's got slightly darker coloring than than a typical milkshake IPA, but it has all that, like kind of hazy feel.
Yeah, it's
to it.
hazy, but it's not
like a
heavy. Like it doesn't look like it's very thick.
Yeah, not like a New England IPA does.
Right.
It's more hazy, like a wit beer kind of vibe.
Yeah. That's a good.
It's not as aromatically hoppy as I anticipated.
No, it's probably a lot of.
It smells. It's
the dry hop.
Yeah. I smell more of this citrusy vibe than like the hop.
No. I said that backwards.
Yeah, I was going to say the dry hop doesn't add your aroma. It's when you add it to the steeping in the boil that gives you your aromas.
Yeah.
All right, gents.
All right.
Cheers.
Let's give it a go.
Let's see if round 2 with an IPA milkshake IPAs works out.
I guarantee this is better. Ooh. Whoa. Does that coconut comes out of nowhere toward the end?
Is that what that was?
It goes like coconut into tea.
Mm-hmm,
Wow.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I think the coconut tea
It was
at
that
the
white
end.
coconut. Yeah, white coconut tea.
So you go to drink
That's
this,
exactly what that was.
You go to drink this beer and the hops hit you. I don't mean in a bitter way, but like here come the hops, and then they immediately get dissipated by the coconut and the tea.
Yeah. And it's kind of two distinct flavors once the coconut hits you. It's kind of like the coconut and then the tea, not kind of merged together.
It's
at least
super
for
drinkable.
me.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not as heavy or as thick as I thought it was. It sounded to be at first. When you think like milkshake IPA, you usually think thick,
Right. Because of all that lactose.
right? Like you just can't.
Yeah, the mouthfeel ends up a lot more like lactose.
This drink's more like a very clean, crisp IPA,
Yeah.
but nowhere near the hop or that punishing.
That lactose sugar, you're right.
Balances it out.
That kind of, as opposed to a malty vibe, it's
Right.
that
Which is
afterwards.
more sweet.
Yeah. Ooh, good find, Ron.
That's good.
I'll drink anything that they make.
So when we're drinking this up in Canada,
When it's frozen in the can in your hand.
when the can is frozen to our hand, yes.
Yeah.
It sounds miserable. I bought this really cool snake eyes ski mask though.
We get to wear once. I love it.
It's great. Or if I want to rob a bank, an armored car, they come in handy.
Or it drops down to 52 here.
Yeah, true.
It's supposed to next week.
50.
Oh, it was supposed to rain on Saturday.
Yeah.
We're supposed to play soccer on Sunday at 10 a.m. when it's 40 degrees out. I'm like, oh,
There you go. Gonna warm up them hammies.
yep.
Warm them up. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, gents. We're moving on to our top 4 headlines.
Can't wait.
Let's do it. First one first.
What else would it be? Sorry.
It's a problem is what it is because it's stupid. Anyway, the first one is this past Sunday's match of the week. The North London Derby was officially postponed due to COVID-19 by the Premier League's following Arsenal's successful attempt. Wait a minute. Wait, what did you write?
I don't know.
The past Sunday's match of the week, the North London Derby was officially postponed due to COVID-19 by the Premier League following Arsenal's successful attempt to do so. No.
Yes.
Arsenal asked if they could postpone, and the Premier League, who's made up of that? Oh, the Premier League clubs said, okay.
The Premier League.
The board said.
Right.
The board made the decision.
Yeah, the board
which
of
is,
what?
Which is not
A bunch of.
not all the teams. Because most of the clubs came out and said, this is horse.
Bomb. Continue on.
No, I don't. Well,
Continue on.
that they said it. No, that not only a couple of clubs said that. By the way, they brought on a bit of debate and controversy the validity of not only Arsenal's request in doing so, but also the overall stature of the Premier League's requirements for postponements.
Because just today they're talking about redoing him
Well, because here's the
because
problem.
Arsenal made a complete sham of it all.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
The rules were COVID-19 and injury. If you can't field if you can only field
So
less
how
than
did you guys
13,
play-
hold on, less than
Go ahead.
13 senior players, you can request a postponement.
So how did you guys play today and last Thursday, but happen to not play on Sunday?
We had access to players we did not have.
Who did you have access to?
Odegaard, Saka, and Smith Rowe.
You had access to all of them.
Nope, they were injured.
But it's not COVID's fault. Like that's the part.
But
that's the part that is so ridiculous.
Odegaard had COVID.
You had one COVID case.
Right,
one COVID case. That's it. One.
Right.
One.
Okay.
You loaned everybody out. The next day you loaned out some Klasenach or whatever his name is.
No, we didn't loan him out. He's gone.
Whatever. You've loaned out 3 players this transfer window in January. The AFCON, you have 1 player that actually played. The other one, Bamiang wasn't even being selected because of the manager's choice. So that's nothing to do with AFCON.
But so since COVID's going on, we're not allowed to do transfers?
No, you can, but you put yourself in the case. You put yourself in the spot to. It's not like you had a rash of COVID within the camp. You had 1 case. The rest were injuries, not because of COVID, not because of lack of fitness, but because it's just normal wear and play injuries. But you guys haven't played enough games like every other club does, and we'll get to one here in a bit.
Whoa. We have played most of our games. That is not true.
You have, but you're not in Europe. You're not in those midweek games.
So
you've had nothing.
Burnley has played like 1 game since December 15th.
Yeah.
But Arsenal gets all this crap.
No, because you put together. It's not like you postponed multiple games. You played one on Thursday and then went, I don't know if we're going to be able to really take on this team the way that we think we're going to because we don't have. Oh, we have injuries. Okay, let's see about this loophole in this. But you have
injuries
you
and
had
COVID.
One player.
Well,
one player.
When you literally...
One player.
Okay.
They're teams that have multiple players and staff because of one player. That's a loophole in the rules that the Premier League or whoever put forth that they are now looking into again and going, we might have to redo this because of what Arsenal essentially did.
Here's the thing. Here's where you're a pile of shit.
Go ahead.
Let me go write that down for the bleep book. Man United, Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, anybody in a similar boat would have asked for a postponement.
No, we were in a different boat. We had a lot of COVID, we had back-to-back games postponed. Not let's pick and choose the ones that we want to postpone. Let's play Liverpool last Thursday. Let's postpone one of the biggest games on our schedule because we're probably going to lose, and then let's play again on Thursday. It's not like you got multiple games like postponed. You picked and choose one game based on injuries that were occurred in the Liverpool game, non-COVID related. You put that on the back of the one COVID player that you had, blamed it on AFCON. Thomas Partey is the only missing piece because of that. Aubameyang wasn't being selected, hadn't been selected since November.
Aubameyang was at AFCON, so he would have been an option though. You still can't take the option away.
But Arteta didn't make him an option. He pulled he pulled the C and then wasn't even on the bench.
Well, he wasn't because he was an AFCON.
No, he wasn't. Not when he pulled the C. He wasn't.
No, we're not. We're talking about this game.
I understand that, but you can't blame it on that. It's not like he was being selected for that. So that's the problem that a lot of the pundits and stuff in England also had is how do you sit here and go, let's postpone this match for one COVID case? That's a problem. That's why the league is looking at restructuring these protocols at this time because they're realizing now Arsenal's not the only one. There's other clubs like
but no one lost their mind
with because this is the cherry on top that went. Hold on, this is how it affects the biggest game of the weekend. But why did it happen? Why? Because of one case?
So I was kind of in the Ferris camp until early this morning.
Actually, there were 2 positive tests. I was like, I think it's more than 1. But anyway.
So I did a bunch of research on the rules, and turns out that the rules are actually in Arsenal's favor.
Yeah.
Not kind of the way you and I previously thought about it. So the Premier League rules and factors taken into account by the board. As guidance shows, the board will consider the following principal factors when making the decision on postponement. The impact of COVID-19 infections on the club's squad, as well as injuries and illness and those isolating, and the number of players available on the squad list, and any under 21 players with appropriate experience. So it lists a whole bunch of things for you that, really don't pertain to this particular argument. But where a club has been unable to field 13 outfield players and a goalkeeper for a match due to COVID-19 infections, injuries, illness, or those isolating.
Then how are they able to do so 2 days, 3 days apart? They played against Liverpool on Thursday. And then they played against them just today. That's another 4 days apart. So all of a sudden, these things cleared up in the squad to allow that's the part that doesn't make sense to me.
So the only thing that would be manipulation or foul play in my mind after reading the rules is if you can prove that Arsenal held its injured players on the injured list so that they could manipulate the circumstance to not play the game, and then miraculously, 2 days after the postponement, then those players are suddenly injured. But some of those
injured players like Smith Rowe and stuff did not play in that Liverpool game.
He was injured weeks prior to this.
I know, but that's part of it.
That's part of the reason why the league is now looking at revamping these.
No. That falls in with this though. That's an injury. That's
right. I'm saying that.
But do you know why this rule
at redoing these rules because of that?
Do you know why they shouldn't? Obama is a perfect example. To be completely serious for a moment, dude comes back from Africa because he's got cardiac lesions. Because we've had more than a few people get COVID, come back okay, and then there's some cardiac problem.
He was just on the treadmill today saying everything's fine.
Because they didn't allow him to do that till he came back and got rechecked out here. He was diagnosed with cardiac lesions, which is something that can happen to people to get COVID over there. Because of the heart troubles, they benched him and did not play him. They released him back here. He went through a full medical and he started working out again. So it's not just a matter of, oh, you had COVID. It's been 10 days. You're fine now. That's 10 days of no exercising, of no training, but throwing people out there. Like if you had a player that got injured, forget COVID, just got injured, and you went, oh, he can start now. Does he practice? No, it's been 12 days since he practiced, but he's going to get injured again on that pitch.
But it hasn't. If Odegaard had it, he played in that first Liverpool match. That was only 7 days ago.
But we're at a 5 day now, not 10.
I was going off of the 10 days or whatever the hell you said.
That's
a problem that I have. That's a problem I have with it. I don't think that. I don't know. I'm sure that they did. I'm sure all clubs did. But I'm not going to sit here and accuse Arsenal of forging numbers one way or the other. But they took advantage of loopholes within the current rules.
That's not a loophole, though.
But look,
13. You can less than 13 outfield players.
Google right now. They're looking at rechanging this because.
But that's not a loophole. That's the rule.
But what Arsenal did.
But you have to quit calling it a loophole. That's not a loophole. That's a rule. The rule is COVID and injuries. And the reason they put and injuries is because
your injuries weren't because of COVID.
But people
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Because people out with COVID, right? So other players who might have gotten rested don't get rested. They get played more. That is the thought. That's the reason that rule exists.
Saka was hurt. Saka was always playing. It was just an injury that happens in a game. In that first Liverpool game, he went out because of injury. He was playing prior to that. Nothing because of being overplayed. But that's why this exists. If it wasn't a problem, they're not looking at redoing it. But it was because it was kind of brought to light because of how Arsenal went about it, because it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And when you have a lot of punditry over in England going, okay, what is this about?
Dude, you have just as much punditry being like everybody needs to shut up.
True,
anybody would have done it.
True, but it doesn't make sense in my eyes.
So
you can't read the rules.
So the situation, I mean, the rules are pretty clear, right? The situation and how it was used in this case made the Premier League say, hey, maybe we need to relook at that. Okay, so they need to relook at it. But if you don't like what happened, too bad. It's in the rules.
Yeah.
Right. So you can say, I don't like the rules. But you can't really blame Arsenal for using what's in the rules.
And don't forget, the Liverpool postponement had nothing to do with the Premier League. That was a Carabao Cup game, which is handled by the FA. They have their own rules.
Yep.
The FA handled
Carabao Cup's held by the EFL.
But they are running the rules for postponement. But this is only applicable to Premier League matches.
But that's my point. Is then Arsenal knows it can field a squad. But then went to that's the problem that I
well, no.
If you can't field the squad for that game, how can you field it within 4 days on either side of this other match? They have just because it's a different, different governing
14, body, let's say they have 14 midfield outfield players. 14 senior outfield players at that match, if available. If they lose 2 in that Liverpool match to injury, they're now below the threshold to request a postponement, which does not have to be granted. That is the other thing. The Premier League looked at their situation, the board, and said, okay.
No, it's
not like people keep acting like Arsenal just said, oh, we threw our timeout flag down. We get out now. That's not what happens.
100% what the Premier League also looks at, though, is they're going to go, oh, Arsenal aren't going to have the squad. So they're looking at is the game's not going to be as strong as it could have been because of the injuries from an entertainment and a TV side of things. Well, I guarantee that. But
also, do you think it played like? But if you're,
but Arsenal knew that as well and played to these rules.
But also, if you're on a board that just given Tottenham 7 or 5, like 4 postponements, whatever it is, this club has just finally asked for one, and it meets the criteria. I think we have to approve this because we have done.
But you only asked for it coming up like that. That's.
Have you But see, here's the thing. Have you inspected all the other requests?
No, but
you only cared because this was the North London derby.
The only other one is that Liverpool with the false.
See, but
false. But you're not seeing as much people come out and go, why was this the case? Now, why is it being reviewed? Because people are going, something isn't quite right about this. Injuries are part of the game, or however they're looking at it now. It drew attention to we might have to change the rules. So yes, you're right. You can't. You can sit here and go, I'm not going to accuse Arsenal of forging the numbers, but what I think, I think that they didn't want to play Tottenham at this time. A kind of
clearly with who they had, they didn't want to.
That's what I mean. But so clubs can now pick and choose because they have injuries.
No, they met the criteria to make a postponement.
And but they still played on either side of it with very little change to that.
Except they had more access. They had access to players they didn't have for the North London derby.
Yeah, they had more people than they would have had. I mean, like people can be all upset that they want to be, but it's not Arsenal.
So the problem is this is a guideline to Premier League match postponements due to COVID-19.
No.
And we're sitting here talking about injury. Well, that's not what it says on the Premier League site. I read you exactly what it says.
But that's not the rule.
A guide to Premier League match postponements due to COVID-19.
So read the guide.
19.
I understand.
It's exactly what I read.
Right. That's why the rule is, or the whatever, the guide is coming into question because the spirit of it, or we'll just say that, we have this injured. Well, Smith Rowe was injured well before. Aubameyang wasn't playing. Like there's
okay. But we're all gonna agree to disagree on Arsenal's issue, even though it's not Arsenal's issue, right? What does it hurt to postpone it?
It could hurt Arsenal more because there are players Tottenham didn't have that they will probably have for the North London derby.
Who did Tottenham?
They didn't have Son for that. We're going to have him for that game. That alone could be like he could score a freaking hat trick on Arsenal.
Well, another interesting gray area is whether or not after a postponement is the league going to allow you to have access to players because you're in a transfer window. You would have played, but if you make a transfer or someone's out of town in another competition, are they going to allow you to use that person in the postponement game?
That's true.
That's another discussion
COVID thing,
right?
Partey came back and could play, but they also could have just said, no, you have to isolate or something.
But Arsenal's not dumb in how they went about this. They know that the rescheduling of a fixture is going to get a lot rockier for Tottenham coming up with the games that they already have and playing in a European Cup. So it plays to Arsenal's favor to put that when they're tired and Arsenal have a week between games now, and Tottenham may have to play 2 or 3 within a week. It pays to push that match down the road. But when it's not convenient for us, then we'll go ahead and file.
Yeah,
for
but
it.
I think it is unfair if you're arguing about the rules for the Premier League, then it's about the Premier League. It's not about all the other things.
Well, and that's the question
board is looking specifically at their league, not the other ones when it comes to this, because the other ones,
they don't matter.
The other leagues have their own rules.
I just think it is crap for any team to be upset.
Well, then why is it such a hot topic this week?
Because they're all whining. But here's the truth:
because there's smoke, there's fire.
No. Anybody in a boardroom going, "Oh man, God, it's real tough. We're real thin here. We got that one guy out. Man, Hey, I'm just looking at this, but we don't have 13. Should we at least ask? Well, let's ask. Any club would do that.
Not any club.
Yes.
Well, Chelsea did, but we were denied, and we were told that we had to pull a player up from the under 23s.
So why didn't Arsenal?
Because to the rules that Ron read, under 21s with certain experience. So if Arsenal did not have an under 21 that met the experience criteria,
under 23
or 23, they couldn't have been asked to come in.
Who did you guys bring up?
This blonde-haired kid named Hall.
And how does he qualify? But
because he's under 23,
but he's
older than 21.
It's not an age. It's age plus the playing experience.
Right. But if you've never seen this dude, and yet the Tom Holland kid that you have on your team has played one senior match. Like, what's the difference in that?
Well, that one guy won't make up the rest of. I mean,
but he's talking about one guy.
No. In their case, they needed one. Right.
So where's the little Tom Holland kid?
I'm not saying Arsenal needed one. I think they needed more than one senior player to field. You keep saying like one as if the one who had COVID is the only one that was out, but that's not who was only out. More were out than that.
I think we're going to see a rule change. And to the question,
I don't think you will. Do you know why you won't? Is that more or less fair to change the rule now? Because
the Premier League doesn't give a shit about fair. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Well, I have to side with fair on this one.
They don't care about fair.
They don't.
They care about TV ratings.
If you listen to our last pod, we all agree that they do not apply the rules fairly.
They do not apply fairly. So the question of who do you blame for this cancellation?
Premier League
is I blame. Well, I put blame on both, but I'm not sitting here saying that Arsenal went against the rules.
I'm just
in
saying,
the spirit of it. I think it's a little shambolic, which is why it got.
You're on the Premier League board. Here's the argument I'll have with you. You go, so guys, I think we should change this. I'll be the devil's advocate and throw it out, whether I agree with it or not. But you got a devil's advocate. I would say, well, here's the problem with that. In 3 weeks, Chelsea fields a team that doesn't meet the new requirement, but would have met the old requirement. A player gets injured that wouldn't have played if they could have postponed, wrecks part of their season because he's integral. And they go, well, if it was under the old rules, we would have been fine. We would have been able to postpone. But because you guys changed it, you screwed us. There's no winning this situation. I actually think leaving it how it is to finish the year out is less damage than changing it.
Well,
again, don't forget,
time will tell.
They don't have to say yes. All the headlines, by the way, it's so funny. Ones out of the UK, Arsenal get their game postponed. The ones from like India or the US, like outside sports, are like Premier League postpones Arsenal and Tottenham match because that's who postponed it.
Well, yes,
they didn't have.
I'm
to
not
say,
saying that Arsenal, but
you see what I'm saying? You changed the rule.
But did anybody ask what changed between Thursday last week and Thursday today to where you couldn't field this?
Here's one that could have made things a whole lot better, because part of it is the whole like rotation of players and stuff. Last year they did the 5 substitutions. I think they should have kept that.
I think we all can be in
if they had kept if they had kept that, they probably could have held off on postponements or put a very it's super bad for postponing. Do you know what I mean? Like a situation for the game. Also, things blew up in England. There was the discussion of, do we postpone for 2 weeks? Premier League said no. So they're also eating part of what they could have done that just as easily. Yeah. Now, hindsight's always 20/20. They do that. People still would have complained, oh, after that break, Man United was terrible and they got leapt over by so-and-so. If we hadn't had that. There's no winning the like situation.
Right.
No, it looks
like Arsenal's following the rules.
The reason I've not sat here and argued the reason it's getting so much eyes on it, and you ask, well, why is everybody looking? It's because do you know why something doesn't quite seem right? Because they cherry picked this
Spurs, they couldn't field a team for the terrible UEFA Cup they added, and they got kicked out of it. That's why they're angry, because they got booted out of a tournament in Europe because they had to forfeit the match because they weren't allowed to postpone. But that was the UEFA's.
Yeah, I don't get. They're whatever. I don't really care.
No, but they're the ones raising most of the stink. But the thing is,
I've heard this on.
But that was Premier League and
BBC UEFA. 5 Live talk shows where it's a topic. Now, if it's because it's a topic, it's there's a divided opinion clearly on it. So there's something there that is going, something doesn't seem right about how, not necessarily how Arsenal went about it, but how the decision was made because of this case, because of X, Y, and Z and all those things.
It also like doesn't mean it's going to work out. That's the thing I don't understand.
I don't, whether it works out for you guys or not, but
people treat it as if like, care. Well, now you're going to beat Tottenham. Ooh. Tottenham was going to have players missing. To be honest, there were just as many Arsenal fans who were like, I don't want to necessarily field the team that we have, but the team we were facing against the Spurs, they didn't have everybody either. It's not like it was a guaranteed,
care less if you beat Spurs or don't. That's not why it doesn't make sense to me. Because whether or not you or Spurs win or where it goes from there, whatever, but the optics of it, and from the outside looking in and going, how do you play this match and that, but you don't play that match? You didn't. You had one case. Like there's just these. Well, don't forget that.
But we had players come back.
So, but you
keep saying that players came back.
You have to. You're arguing the same thing you've been arguing.
Yeah,
it's not solely COVID-19. So stop saying. You only had one case, right? Because it's COVID-19 injuries
happens to so
it's
Liverpool
all of
should
those
have asked
things.
For a suspension last year when Van Dijk missed the entire.
The rule didn't exist. No, that's one player.
Odegaard or Saka is the only one player.
No, but Liverpool could have 13 senior outfield players. That's the rule.
But you guys are able to field it on that. That's.
We just answered that.
We just answered the question.
They had access
Odegaard
to players.
Partey was back
on the day before, those days before,
Partey's not back.
And the days after. Yeah, he got 2 yellow cards.
Yeah,
that's because they got knocked out of that.
So all this boils down to is you don't like how Arsenal use the rules, which is the rules. So
right, and the rules are being scrutinized now and looked at it as a possible change.
Great, but it's still not Arsenal's fault. So why are you taking out on Arsenal?
Because to say Odegaard, because they did not have Odegaard and they did not have Partey, right?
That's two like that. We didn't have Varane and Pogba for majority of the season. Like,
but that still means you had over 13 senior outfield players
that you had access to.
You just sent Kolasinac off. What was he doing? Literally the day after the game was postponed, you said another player. Where was he at? Why didn't he play? Why didn't he? Like that's the thing is like
okay, but that's transfer stuff.
If he was a player in the squad,
but if he had played, they wouldn't have played him because they have to give him to another club. He's not allowed to play.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Players play on a Friday for one club, and then the following Thursday they're gone, and they're playing for somebody else.
Guess what? So if the game hadn't been postponed, he might not have disappeared. No, I'm saying if the Premier League had said no, pull this person up or make Kolasinac your forward, then that'd be funny. Do you know what I'm saying? Like then it would have happened, but it didn't. So okay, well we can offload those guys now. It's again, they only made those moves after the Premier League said yes. Ferris, you're just wrong.
Okay.
Look, all it boils down to is the board at the time Arsenal put in the application for postponement. And if you go on to premierleague.com/news/2426753,
I'm there right now.
You will see the entire application process that's there. You'll see all of the rules and factors taken into account by the board. You'll see all that information there. According to the board, at the time the application was reviewed, Arsenal had a complete case for postponement of the match.
Have we seen what that is from the board?
To be honest, I don't know if that stuff is public.
That probably would have helped with the contract if they make that.
What happened? Maybe. But what happened? Maybe 3 days ago.
I don't know what happened 3 days.
Burnley
ago.
made another application to postpone Tuesday's fixture at Watford. How many games? They have played once. They have played 17 matches so far this season, fewer than any club. Have you gone through to look at all their numbers?
No, but it makes more sense that they have a rash of something going on in the camp that's COVID related. Unlike picking the one game in between for Arsenal that coincides with one of the biggest games. Like it seems like it was done for alternative reasons.
But literally,
they said the injuries. No. I get it. So the matches with the rules and everything, but
the fourth fixture, the Sunday's home match against Leicester became their fourth fixture due to COVID. And mostly injuries.
Fourth, right.
A fifth against Tottenham was called off due to adverse weather last month. Now we gonna get mad at God over here? What are we doing?
I mean, you can at times, but I don't think that was necessarily like a snowstorm and then they call for it. But what I'm saying is, all these teams have 4 or 5. There's something's going on in these camps. But the point I'm making is Arsenal picked this one, but it played on either side of it. So what is going like? Why was that done? So if the Premier League came out and went, they don't even do it with VAR.
I was going to say, how the hell are we going to... That's where I was headed.
They don't even do it with that.
So they don't come out and explain VAR either, so they're not going to come out and explain this.
I apologize. We've spent a lot. We've gone around in circles and spent a lot of time on this. We have.
I understand that
more headlines.
It smells like something's rotten in Denmark. However,
is that a saying?
Yeah, it's from Hamlet.
Oh. From what?
Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah.
Get cultured over there. Sorry, we support London clubs, with the Glow Theatres.
I'm a mank up there. I don't give a about booze and fish, because that's about all I care about.
Oh, man, we haven't had a good spicy one in a while.
That was fun.
That's why I started off.
Lovely debate.
All right, so we're going to...
Spirited.
We're going to fly through the next of these. I know, right? The rest of these, which actually, I don't think the rest of them will be that controversial.
Probably not.
God, that was a good one, guys. Number 2. Yeah, this is really controversial. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Just got a visit from the little dude.
I bet Mom doesn't know.
I bet Mom doesn't know either. I'll try to find her.
Hi. Oh,
she's probably doing work in the garage.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so funny.
I just took a time mark. I'll
spirited debate with the child.
I'll get this cleared up. Yep. It was the Arsenal debate. Yeah, saw the colors to hit. Okay. Sorry. I mean, I'll leave in the fact that we just had to stop and then restart. Don't worry. I'll put that in there. So my daughter is now out of the room. So we'll move on to number 2. which I think we can move quickly through these. I don't think it's to be controversial. After 6 months in charge, Rafa Benitez sacked by Everton Football Club on Sunday. Benitez becomes the 7th manager to get the boot in the Premier League. Who was where did Ole fall at?
6.
Doesn't matter. You're drinking crappy beer because of it at the end of the season because the bet was made.
He gone and so's Rafa.
So they fall 2-1 to the bottom of the table, Norwich City, on Saturday. Everton currently sitting 16 plays, 6 points off the relegation zone. Lucky that other clubs are doing really crappy, but boy, where they're at's dangerous.
Not good.
The legend our Everton legend and former assistant coach, Big Duncan Ferguson, will take over managerial duties and caretaker capacity for the club's upcoming games. Who's back in to help bring Everton back to the likes of European contention? Wayne Rooney.
He's being touted as
Lampard,
he's the favorite right now, and he's done a very good job with Derby.
They did reach out
County.
to match night, Mr. Jose Mourinho, and he already shut it down.
Yeah,
but that was disappointing because I was like,
that was funny.
The Premier League.
It would have been great.
Anyone thinking about Roberto Martinez?
That name was tossed out there as well. I don't know if he came out and said no.
Belgian national team really wants him there through the World Cup.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think their best bet is to please sell to another owner. And
that's
I don't know. Poor Everton fans. There's not a clear manager to step in. I think you're doing something interim right now.
Yeah, and if you remember,
they probably wish Dean Smith
Big Dunk was there prior to Rafa. He took not prior to Rafa. Who was before that? Who was the older fella
for
before
a second?
That? Before Ancelotti.
Yeah.
But he was there, took over for a handful of games. Remember his running down the pitch with his band around his his forearm. Wayne Rooney's done a really good job with Derby County. Despite the 21-point deduction, they are theoretically only 3 games off of safety right now. That takes a lot, and it shows that Rooney's doing something there.
But now, could you pull a Lampard and pull him in too soon?
It's possible, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's possible, yeah, absolutely.
What's Ole up to? I'm not even joking around.
I think he's
He's
healing.
had it for
he's healing.
Yeah,
he needs it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
Sam
honestly,
Allardyce is coming.
Big Sam.
God, yes. I think. I mean, not to go down the United wormhole, but I think Ole actually looks somewhat good after this. Like a lot of blame's been put on the
players.
Yeah, the players because Ralph hasn't come in and done this magic wand thing. Anyways, for Everton, Rooney would be good. And you're taking a little bit of a chance.
He would get the fans excited.
He'd be excited.
Rooney.
But would he get anything past the bounce?
Would he get
all you need right now is just the bounce with every team below him. Complete, not just complete. So you get him, and then you worry. Then you have a summer, and then you worry about it during the summer. So I
don't know. It's a long way till the season ends.
They went in for El Ghazi on loan from Villa, who wasn't getting a whole lot of time, but can be dynamic.
Rafa just got rid of people.
But yeah, and you also
that, right? You know that, right?
Yeah.
He got rid of medical directors. He got rid of, and then they canned him the week afterwards. It doesn't make any sense.
And you also need a center defensive back. You need
a lot.
You need a lot more than what El Ghazi brings when you already have a Damari Gray and you already, having Calvert-Lewin come back off of injury. It's
an excellent opportunity for but he obviously already got picked up at a club that needed that too, which was Eddie Howe. This would have been a good Eddie Howe slot in.
Sure. I don't know who you go right now.
The betting world is saying that the Denmark national team coach, Kasper Hulmand, is the favorite to take the Everton
of course. That guy.
Yeah.
He's been the Denmark coach since 2019.
He can't only be a step up.
I mean,
I guess
eventually you're going to start to get names that we don't know just because
there's nobody else available.
Nobody's available, and these names like Ancelotti's up there in years. You get a lot of these managers up there in years. You want Everton to be good. It's good for the league. It brings
Yeah, the Merseyside Derby. You want
good. When they were in contention and they were fighting in Europe places to see Goodison Park, like that. It's a whole mess right now. I think, Blake, you said it. Ownership.
Yeah. Gotta go, man.
Something sell and get
people that care.
You, like, what else is out there? Not
you know who I think
get you some
a wonderful commentator who's, I don't know. I kind of really clue in on the things he says when he's commentating, mostly at halftime. Higginbottom.
I love him. He's great.
I think he'd make a wicked ass coach. I don't know that he would.
You know what he'd make?
No.
What?
Stay where you're at.
I think he'd be a great manager.
Okay, I don't like everything that much. Like, whatever. Like, no, keep him in the booth.
Keep him at Hogwarts, because every time I hear his name, it sounds like a friggin' Harry Potter character. Higginbottom. Higginbottom, what are you doing with that potion again? Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like every time.
Awesome.
All right, so number trace, following a loss to the league, Manchester City. On the weekend, in a 1-1 draw to Brighton and Hove Albion on Tuesday, Chelsea, both Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel continues to stress that his team needs a break and some rest. Just ask for postponement, baby.
I was about to say the same thing. Have you done that?
He has quoted after the game, "Are you tired? We are lucky to be one goal ahead. We struggled to show the quality, and we know the reasons." Okay, I'm going to comment about that. Then, when asked how badly do the players need the day off, he responded with, so badly. You can use the excuse, but it is like this. Look at the schedule. When we arrived at Man City, we had a Carabao Cup match, and we arrived here, and they had more time to prepare. We've played since November. We play and play and play. We need to recharge the batteries and disconnect. This is my feeling. We will see Friday and Saturday to prepare for Sunday game against Tottenham. Okay. I'm going to loop this a little bit back to our postponement conversation. Not to talk about postponements, but he ain't wrong. I know hindsight's 2020. The Omicron thing came in at a time people thought we were doing better, and that got hit. Keeping the festive fixtures like they did, all the cup games and stuff, I think hindsight is going to say, we didn't have to gut things like we did the season before, but we maybe should have looked at things, because I don't disagree. And I'm an Arsenal fan that would love to be like, quit whining, Chelsea, but I don't disagree. It is Klopp hates the festive fixtures. And I know we love it because he thinks it is too much, but like, just think about how, like, today we were talking about how exhausted we are just because of the way things are. This is a mess, man. And even people that do come back healthy, they don't always just come back like ready to roll where they were. Yeah. It's a mess. And he's not wrong. All this stuff.
Everybody's tired, worn out, and it's having 2 days between your match, playing Saturday
shouldn't be a luxury,
or Sunday, then having 2 days, then playing midweek, then playing Saturday again. Those 2 days, one of the days, to be honest, one of those days is off. The other day is still at practice. Then you have a game. Then you have a day off. Then you have practice again. So you're not really, there's not a lot of recoup time in that, in that realm of time.
And he said he was going to get the players after this match 2 days off and then back to prepare for whoever they're playing in 2 days. But it's also backed by stats. They've played 6 games in January alone, up to January 18th.
Yeah, since December 1st, we played 15.
One other team, I think it's Man City, that's one game behind that played 5. Every other team has played 4 or less.
Right.
And it's not anything, it's not like it's Champions League. It's Premier League, Carabao Cup, those 2 games, FA Cup, and 2 other Premier Leagues.
Correct.
It's where most, without the Carabao Cup, are only playing 4.
I love you call it the Carabao Cup.
Is that what it's called?
It's Carabao, but I like Carabao.
Same, whatever.
That's what we call the Chupacabra Cup.
Yeah, Chupacabra Cup. But they have played a bunch of games. You go down to December. I haven't really compared those stats with what they did in December, but they have played a bunch of games.
It's from
between
December 1st to the Brighton Hove match is 15 matches. in December and the early part of January.
Look, I realize Burnley's fighting relegation, but look how many games they've had to postpone. Look how many games Leicester's had to postpone and stuff. Now, yes, is it going to catch up with these clubs where they've got to now to cram in a lot of games, and that might play against them?
Might even it out.
But like, I bet you Tuchel's like, man, I wish we could. Can we take a weekend?
And the game that we tried to postpone was
and apparently they tried.
denied. Yeah.
Was denied.
What I want is like the Premier League to show their work. Like if you get to like a math problem of 2 plus, whatever. How did you get to that end result? Show your work. You know how you used to do like a long math.
Yeah.
Premier League come out and say, it's simple. Somebody put together a slideshow and show. Here's why this one was approved and here's why this one was denied.
I think it is just proof that they have handled this wrong. I think they were Premier League.
Oh, well, yeah, we all. Yeah,
I think they were so
shocking.
I think as soon as you were having multiple clubs with 4 postponed games, it might have been smart to say, we got it. That's drastic, but it's not as drastic as canceling the season or stopping and then starting months later. We got to hold a second here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And catch up. And maybe during that time you say, hey, we can let some of the one-off Carabao, maybe an FA Cup thing, but we gotta do something here,
right?
And they just didn't. I think now is too late.
Right,
the damage is done
for this year.
The damage is done for this year.
For next year,
maybe
if you do not make a plan, even if you think things are gonna be better,
right?
You are a
idiot,
a-hole.
Yes,
you do not.
All of these competitions should sit down together,
yes,
and hash this out, because no matter what club you are, this can happen to any club who's in most, some, or all of these competitions. It's not just a Chelsea thing. So they should all sit down and figure out what's in the best interest of the players.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason Tottenham got booted out of their tournament wasn't just that the EFL or that the UEFA I forget what that other championship tournament, whatever that, wouldn't agree to a postponement. It's that they couldn't move another Premier League game to make room for that game. It was a stack on effect.
Right.
So it's not just, it wasn't just that UEFA did that to them. It was the Premier League by not moving because other things had moved.
Right.
So they caused the Premier League, where they're running it,
a schedule logjam.
Yes.
Is what built up.
And it cost someone a tournament that they can make money with.
So not only that, but you are shortening these players' ability to continue to play the sport and make money in the long run.
And in that tournament, they were favored to win it. So imagine if they come in 7th and don't get into Europe, that would have guaranteed them into the UEFA.
Yeah, if they won it.
Europa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what happens if you win that? Do you go into the
I think you
Europa
go
League?
You go to the Europa, and then if you win, then yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if they end 7th, they can look back at that moment and be like, well, that was our shot to get into Europe, was winning that tournament.
I honestly think that after, all of these different managers who have been talking about it, Klopp being probably the noisiest for the longest.
He's looking a lot smarter.
All the leagues seem to just brush it under the carpet, saying, Klopp's a complainer and
but he's been doing it for
so-and-so's a
years.
complainer, so-and-so's But I honestly feel like since no one is doing anything about it, that it calls into question the club's kind of mission statement of, we want the best for the players. Because they're not doing anything about it, but they're running these players into the ground.
This sounds like over here in America. If you're listening to us over in Europe, this sounds like our NCAA. These are students first, not athletes.
Oh,
we do everything to make sure that they're students.
It's a student athlete.
Actually, what I thought you were going to do was say sounds like the early years of the NFL and the concussion rules.
Because
that's what, in my opinion, this is what this kind of reeks of.
Yes.
Is that you've got all these players. Granted, it's really hard to, and the leagues would use this in their favor, but it's really hard to attribute a given player's injury to fatigue over long term, right? As opposed to, well, if he'd have done that in May, when there's nothing else going on, he still would have been injured, right? The recovery time, however, is something you can put a metric to.
Right? Did you miss all these games because of the recovery time?
So because you're, I mean, look at Kovacic, right? I know Chelsea the best, right? Look at Kovacic. He's played in so many of these games, even if he only came on at the half or was subbed in, he's still tired. If he gets injured in a similar manner to an injury that he's already had, and you compare the recovery times, I wonder what that would actually say.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's tired going in, so he's not strong going into that injury. So how's his recovery different than when he was in good form?
Because it's not for player. It's for them to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just like, and you gotta, I get it. You gotta make money. I'm not begrudging that, but it's extraordinary times. Super extraordinary measures had already been taken. I think you could have done more than what feels like a very minor measure this go around.
Yeah.
Even if you'd have said the Omicron one, okay, we just finished. It's the new year, second half of the year. We're going to go back to the 5 substitutions. We got to do something to try and and then everybody's on the same board. Yes, that means a few of you will have had postponed games that now wouldn't have had 5 substitutions, whatever. But they got to do something. It just seems like they keep putting their head in the sand like it's going to go away, and it's not.
Excuse me. I won't go down a rabbit hole or anything, but yes, this is a factor for Chelsea. However, it is not the sole reason that they are sliding down this hill.
He's not wrong about that, but there are other problems.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah. No doubts.
Ferris is eerily quiet.
No,
your opinion was too reasoned.
Yeah, true. Your opinion was very reasoned, Ron. But I also think he has backing to his claims, though. Like, you look at the numbers of games, you look at that, like there's Klopp's just been saying this for years, just because he probably wants time off during this side. The Premier League has made, while intentions were probably good, have made a little bit of a mess of this, to whether you would have played through Boxing Day and then all Premier League games from then until February 1st were postponed and put on the back end of May. So you played in June instead, and you put I don't know. I don't
There's
know
not
what
a
the
great
answer is.
right?
There's not, right?
Right.
So you're probably damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Sure, you could have done that, and then all of a sudden, when you started in a month later or whatever, Man City, whatever, implodes. And they go, well, if you hadn't done that,
you're not going to make everybody
it
happy in this. But now you look at the table, and you have teams as high as 22 games played and teams as low as 17 games played.
That's what I mean.
Difference.
Once you've started to get that far, I feel like talking about more extraordinary measures, again, not necessarily extreme, but just more than you're doing, might be smart.
Yeah, and well, I'm sorry, you have 23 games played. That's Chelsea's played 23 games in the Premier League. Burnley's played 17.
So now, obviously, not comparing Burnley because they're at the bottom, but does that mean for Chelsea and the people playing around them that they're getting penalized because they managed to avoid, and that's where it then becomes unfair. You know what I mean?
They're being penalized for their success is essentially what happens.
Now, does that preclude Man City? No, they just keep. I mean, they're doing their thing, but this just isn't a meritless argument. And I think when Klopp says it next time, it's going to be more managers than just him saying that about.
Yeah, well, it's certainly Tuchel now.
In non-COVID years, I think it's a hard battle. But when you're still dealing with COVID, and who knows if we'll be dealing with this for the remainder of our lives, and how this plays out and so on and so forth. But you add that effect onto it with a new variant, with not wanting to resort back to long periods of lockdown, whether that be in sports or society, and how do we kind of push forward and greater good type of thing, while others may kind of fall off and we don't like this, we don't like that, we don't like this.
But even on a smaller, not grand scale, that just like we don't want to postpone or change some of these games because we don't want to lose money. But you're gonna start losing money when stars start dropping like flies too.
Yeah,
it's like
once it affects the bottom line of any business, it's all good and well until we just lost $10 million because we didn't show the North London Derby and this isn't whatever it is.
It's not American sports. It's not an American sports league. These problems that can cause the difference between a point or two, which cause the difference between Champions League money or Europa money or getting relegated or not. There is going to be controversy on the 4th place, the 6th place, and the 16th, 17th place. And I guarantee you is going to involve clubs of how their postponed games played out. And they will be, some will have gotten bonuses from it. Others will not. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever, his team goes, well, because we did it this way and this guy got hurt, we had to play so many in a row, where he would have missed one game. He missed 3 and we lost those 3 games or drew them. And now we're not getting the Champions League they're already I guess that's the thing. You're already at a bad spot. Do anything.
Yeah.
And I mean,
anything but double down. And there's good news on the horizon, right? The new UEFA, competition with 132 teams
UEFA
in it.
Championship. Yeah, is that what it's called?
I don't remember. I honestly don't.
And
conference. It's on there. Yeah.
And now teams are going to be playing in that competition as well as all the other competitions during the summer.
It's for players' health.
Or during the season.
Ron, it's for players' health first.
Oh, sure. Right.
It's your players'
Sorry, I forgot about that part. It all comes in the form of money, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We can't have a Super League.
But we sure can. Man, I can't believe out of all of the that is made out of different headlines around the world for soccer. This person did that. This team did that. Why is the league doing this? Why was there not an outcry after everyone shuts down the what was that 12-team competition?
The Super League.
Super League. Thank you. Yeah. They go nuts about the Super League and then shut it down. And then a short 6 months later, UEFA comes out and goes, hey, here's a new 152-team competition that plays, exactly at the same time as the one we just voted down. No one said a word.
That's because it didn't affect the biggest clubs in the
It does
the
affect
world.
The biggest clubs in the world.
I don't know if Tottenham's.
It affects these massive popular clubs because now they're in another competition. And if you think the injuries and COVID problems and all that are bad now, wait till there's another competition you got to play.
Yes, it's not going to be your top teams in the league, but
those are the ones that are revolved around the Super League.
But your top teams will be in the Champions League. Your next couple leagues will be in Europa League, and the next will be in the other new Europa League. So like you're just affecting more to the point where it's like if you're not in the bottom 3, you're going to be in
but it's
some
a European
kind of
league. It's not a British league. It's a European league.
Yeah.
So that means all of the clubs that are screwed now, the way the schedule is, are going to be more screwed if they're in this competition.
Yep.
So your Chelsea's, your Man United's, maybe your Arsenal's, all those teams are still going to be screwed when this new thing comes out, and no one said a word.
Well, it came out already.
Well, yeah. I mean, sorry, when the competition's playing is what I mean. Yeah. And no one said a word. Everybody's like, "Oh, cool, a new competition."
Well, I don't think they said it's cool. They kind of went.
Yeah, I think there was. We could go down the Super League rabbit hole real quick, but
I'm just saying the problem doesn't go away.
No,
it wasn't clubs like Barca and Man U. That's why no one said anything.
When it affects those clubs, that's when everybody goes, "Wait a second, you're our main."
Although I agree with you, I think it does affect them indirectly. Even the big clubs within a league
affects the league table and
because they're not playing in a league.
They have the ability to play in it. It's a European league.
Only if they don't make the Champions League.
But Barcelona this year.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
they could very easily be playing.
But like in Premier League, you're only your 7th place.
United
goes to that,
could be playing in this league.
Isn't it 7th place?
I have to go back and look. I'm not sure.
In England, I think it's 7th place. Yeah.
So, I mean.
It might have moved to 6th this year, though. I thought I read that somewhere. Anyways.
Number 4. This isn't controversial. This is just, wow, what a debut. Aston Villa boss Steven Gerrard making waves in the transfer market so far this January. To date, he brought in left back Lucas Digne from Everton for a reported $33 million fee. I guess that was smart for Everton.
Snaked him from Chelsea.
Along with his former Liverpool teammate and talent, Philip Coutinho, on loan from Barcelona. Coutinho made an instant impact on Saturday against Manchester United as his assist and goal following a 68-minute entry helped him to earn Gerrard's men a come-from-behind 2-2 draw at home, with news emerging that another Liverpool teammate, Luis Suarez, is keen to join up with Steven Gerrard at Villa. Liverpool 2.0. Like, that Coutinho has there ever been a a second debut at the Premier League better? Jeez, I mean,
Ronaldo
subbed in. What was the run? Ronaldo's first game.
He started. He scored.
Yeah, but
he
scored the assist.
He scored 2. He scored 2 on his debut.
Nah, I don't think it's as good. Coutinho's is better because Coutinho came off the bench. He just got there.
Well, I mean, in fairness, he had plenty of time to rest because he wasn't playing at Barcelona.
That's true.
I mean,
you're not wrong there.
Plenty of time to rest.
I mean, to be honest, most of Barcelona's not
He's
played.
probably the fittest person in the Premier League right now. Let's be honest.
Amazing.
I mean, fair play to him and Gerrard with the name power to bring in and take some, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Why do you guys hire him?
Oh God, I know.
I could have given straight.
Could you imagine?
He would light on fire if he came here. Like it'd be we just amicably stay away from each other. Like
conscious
it's just
uncoupling.
There's no uncoupling. There was never a coupling to begin with. Gerrard, you stay over there. United stays over here. It is a very well known. You just split. But if Suarez comes back to play Liverpool, that'd be an interesting or at Liverpool, hell, at Villa. I don't know if they get into Europe.
I'm just saying
that's interesting.
The nickname of the villains. You get a guy who bites people. I mean, I feel like it works. It writes itself.
Oh my God, choppers.
Speaking of which, I don't know, talk about like conscious uncoupling and stuff. You guys seen the little commercial? Or whatever? I forget what it's for. With Jack Wilshere. With like a fake agent's like, this guy's like, hey, my guy's ready to play at any club, any league. And he's like, I'm Jack. And he's like, dude, it's very funny.
No, I didn't see
and
that.
He's like, I'm really to play anywhere. Then when the commercial ends, he's like, anywhere. Wait, not Tottenham.
Oh,
like,
funny.
I gotta find, it's not a good commercial because I don't remember what it's for. But I remember that punchline. But
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
We were conscious, not conscious of coupling, but conscious never coupling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Ferris, do we want to roll onto our beer news real quick? I mean, like, we can, or do you want to roll through the table real fast? How are we doing here on time?
Well, we're a little bit behind, but I think might do some pod magic with the intrusion that we had.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. When my kiddo came in, we're going to shave a couple minutes off of this easily. Yeah.
I'll run through it real quick. Man City at top, 56 points. Liverpool second, 45 points. Chelsea are in third, 44 points. Then you drop down just a little bit to West Ham, who's not been on the best of runs as of late, on 37 points.
Sad because they were awesome.
Tottenham, we're still 2 games in hand for 3 games if you're going all the way up to City. But even to West Ham and Chelsea on 19 games played are sitting 36 points. Arsenal and United are tied on 35, with Arsenal being in 6th, United being in 7th. Wolverhampton Wanderers are on 31 points. Brighton and Hove 29 points. Leicester City 25 points, and that rounds out your top 10. You have Crystal Palace, who played a little bit more games than the likes of Leicester City and Wolves, but they currently sit on 24 points, and they are tied with Southampton, who also sits on 24 points. Villa, the aforementioned, sits on 23 points, as does Brentford, who are also tied there. Villa does have 2 games in hand, though. Leeds, a little bit of climb out of the bottom that they were in, and the atrocious start that they kind of had to the season. They sit on 22 points, as they, I believe, last weekend beat West Ham 3-2.
Crazy.
With a Stuart Dallas.
Crazy.
No, it's not Stuart Dallas. Anyways, They sit on 22 points. Everton, 19 points after sacking their manager, and they are only 6 points off of the bottom. So they need to move in the other direction rather quickly. Watford sit in 14 points, and will Ranieri get sacked? I mean, who knows? They sack managers like they're... It's going to be a very bad anatomy. They were taking out the trash. You do that, ever so often. They just sack managers the same
every
way.
Tuesday. Roll it out.
Right. That's the way they do it.
Kick it to the curb.
Exactly. Norwich City. A little bit of life. As they got a big win on the weekend.
Dean Smith. He could pull this off.
Who knows? Now,
if he does, it's going to be a miracle.
They have played one more game than Newcastle, but a few more games than a lot of the teams in and around them. So
if
that's
Dean
a little
Smith
worrisome.
Does not get them relegated. Welcome Man United's new manager for next year.
Have mercy. You know what? He can't do any worse than anybody else has done, so why not? They sit on 13 points in 18th. 19th is Newcastle United sit on 12 points. A couple of new signings going in there. And then Burnley, with only playing 17 games, as we mentioned, they sit on 11 points. And that is the current table in the Premier League.
God, Norwich with a negative 35 goal differential. That is just
not good.
Nuts.
Man.
More than half the table has a 0 or negative goal differential. That's insane.
Yep, it's a little rough. Okay. It's beer news with Ron. Ron, go ahead with your beer news. And then I have a little something I'm just going to slot in.
Uh-oh.
That's what she said.
Okay. You need to finish that beer.
I'll just
you need to finish that beer. Ron.
Okay. Jesus. Man.
I mean, Blake and I in our heated debate, we already went through the beer while you guys
That's why we were debating each other. Okay, so
that was a good one. God,
that was a good one.
That would have that's a classic.
It's been a while since I had it going like that.
The Brewtiful beer news for January 20th, 2022. That's awesome. Tampa Bay's Cigar City Brewing has refreshed its brand over the past couple of years and continued to innovate and expand the brewery's footprint, especially in the Southeast. It has been rumored that the Monster Beverage Corporation has been looking to get into the hard seltzer and or beverage alcohol business. So what did they do? Monster bought Canarchy, who owns Cigar City Brewing.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
Are they going to make Monster Energy drink beer? Woof.
So,
I don't know if I like that. Well, what Canarchy, or what was it? Yeah, Canarchy did. Yeah. They basically bought Cigar City, but said, you just keep doing what you're doing down there.
Correct.
They weren't
really
mess
with it.
So in an all-cash deal for $330 million.
All cash?
All-cash deal.
Like somebody with, some bloke walked in with the duffel bags and put them on the ground and said, I'm buying Cigar City. Like, wow.
Slide the bags over. We'll slide over the cans.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about this is not only, so they bought Canarchy, but the Canarchy, it's so hard to say that name. The Canarchy Group has several very well-known breweries under that umbrella, including Utah-based Squatters, Wasatch Brewing, the Michigan-based Perrin Brewing Company, as well as one we all know and love, which is Oscar Blues.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So the Monster Energy Drink Corporation is now also in the alcoholic beverage business.
Did not know that.
Wow, something new.
That's interesting.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Monster Energy Drink is constantly fighting off if they stay just as Monster, they're constantly fighting off every energy drink of the week, and there are all kinds of different ones that are gaining popularity for various reasons. Red Bull has obviously always been popular. But you have that one they have on Instagram, Bang Energy Drink, which has all the, the scantily clad women, advertising. All the influencers are going that way.
That doesn't work.
Never works.
Never works. It's terrible advertisement.
So for them to, keep a decent market share, they're going to go into the alcoholic beverage.
We'll keep an eye on the beer. See if it stays good.
I just wonder. Yeah, I wonder what their influence on those breweries are. If they just kind of have the hands off approach of just kick back some things to us, but you keep doing what you do.
But do what you do.
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
Don't mess up the bomb calzone, the calzone. I said they should call it the calzone, but the hamburger calzone they have over there at their restaurant.
Oh, it's a great
in Cigar City.
Well, and they're in a partnership with the Lightning. They're their official craft beer sponsor, and they built a little bar over there. And they would not have been able to do that without the funds of
Canarchy.
Yeah. So interesting. So and in that area, that makes sense, and what you're doing and how you're doing partnerships with it in the community. I'm curious what a more global brand of thinking with Monster, how that will affect, and will that have?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
I would slap the first one who brings in a Monster IPA energy beer.
Right. Ugh.
That can just slapped on the can.
It's just ripping a hole in your stomach. Ugh. But I'm willing to bet, obviously time will tell how this goes, but I'm willing to bet on more national platforms that Monster sponsors, like motorcycle racing.
Yeah, you'll see
and monster truck rallies and things like that.
High Life beer BMX racing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This commercial
Don't
brought
drink
to
and
you. Right. This commercial break brought to you by, High Life.
Yeah, somebody will win the match and they'll be having a bottle of beer they're spraying all over. Yeah.
The last quick thing, local. So if you are local to Orlando, Orlando Beer Week starts January 22nd, goes through the 29th in the Orlando area's Milk District. Go to themilkdistrict.org and click on events and pick up your bingo card for a way to participate in the
and on the 29th, that includes, I believe, the last night. I think there's a beer science walk at the Orlando Science Center.
Oh,
it's
that's
like a beer
cool.
festival thing. It's kind of cool.
And starting this weekend, they're doing a Sour Fest up at Ron would be interested in that. Bowegan's, Intercoastal Brewing, Tactical, Deviant Wolf. They did collabs with, and there's a bunch of breweries.
Sweet.
Nobody likes sours.
Now, Ferris, you have your return of your game. Do you want to jump right into that? I have a little surprise thing.
No, let's surprise it away.
Do you want to just
surprise it away?
Uh-oh.
So Ron reached out recently, and he said, "Hey, I got my new place. Ron, Blake, it's hard for you to brew. You don't want 5 gallons, do home brew. You got 5 gallons of hot beer with a toddler running around you. Like, can I snag the brewing equipment? I want to start." I'm like, yeah, dude, you can get the brewing equipment. Come get it when we do our next pod.
Oh, hell no.
That's tonight.
Yeah, that's tonight.
I know this is going.
Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
I know this
is this going. Beer we brew?
This is a surprise. Here's my game. This is my, what the heck is that?
I don't want to know.
Oh,
I'm literally,
I have
okay.
no idea.
Okay. I thought you found
the beer. The beer that I just pulled out.
This could be really bad.
I don't know when Ron and I brewed this. This is a homebrew beer.
Oh.
I found a stash of them. They are not labeled.
They
are canned. I don't know what it is.
I bet it's the chocolate Toblerone stout.
It's my guess, but who knows? It probably might have aged more than it needed to. If it was our Belgian beer, it would be great. A good thing. But I just thought,
oh my God, this is going to be amazing.
We'll just see what this is like.
Oh,
so
man, that thing. So we haven't brewed. In about 5 years together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, easily.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
This could be incredibly bad.
I don't know.
It smells bad.
Maybe we should have saved this. Maybe we should have saved this for the bet.
Well, while you're pouring,
no. You just wait.
Okay, so it's dark in color.
Hey, we got head.
It's dark in color. It's got a pretty decent head. It's got about, I don't know, a little more than a finger of head. I'm willing to bet it's our Toblerone stout.
Don't smell it yet.
Ah, damn it.
Okay. Because
it looks like a porter or a stout.
I mean, I definitely think that's what's going on here.
Oh gosh.
I mean, it looks like a beer. That's a good thing.
It does. I mean, like it looks like a proper,
Yeah.
It looks like a proper beer. You can get a picture of the. I wish I could like drawn X's on it, like the cowboy, like 3 X's on it. All right, gents.
We smell it first?
I say we cheers and we smell it and then we go. Okay, here we go. All right, man.
Here we go.
To postponing putting out this beer.
I was way wrong.
Is it the Belgian?
That's our Belgian strong.
Tastes more like a Belgian.
Yeah, it's
That's
our Belgian strong.
Yeah.
It actually didn't age that bad.
No, because it's higher
tastes
alcohol.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Cheers to that, Ron.
Well done.
Look at it, because now that we poured it, you can see it's red. It's not black. It's like a red. Yeah.
Wow.
That's our Belgian strong.
I was like, that's not a stout. That's a.
It looks like one.
It looked like
one briefly.
It looks like a quad. Is that what it is?
I don't think it's
Belgian
full
strong.
quad. It's a strong.
Belgian strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got 5 or 6 bottles. I'm not sure what they all are. I'm sure some of that. Hey, guys,
Look at all the yeast in the bottom of
look
that.
at that, buddy. It kept its
How high of alcohol?
carbonation. I think it was around
Belgian
8 to 10
Strong's probably
when we brewed
in
it.
the probably around
It
the
has, yeah.
Hey, well, there we go.
Not half bad, actually.
Hey, man,
That's pretty good.
All right, okay, Ferris.
All right.
We ready to do your game show?
What the what? It's the FA Cup. Aren't they, Trace? Thank you. I'm Ferris. Here's your announcer today. Let's get ready to... No. All right, so I will read out... We'll try to do this as fast as we can. I'll read out a team.
It's cool. Take your time. I'm in a really great mood. This beer tastes good.
It does taste very good.
I
I'll
can't
read
believe
out the
it's done
teams
that well.
and the score line of said FA Cup match. I will then ask, what league does Team X play for? That's going to probably be a team that we're not too familiar with. I will then ask, what's the difference in the number of league places between the two teams? Closest to the whole, so closest to the number, gets the point. You get 1 point for each correct answer. Highest number of points wins. What the what? It's the FA Cup. Parte tres.
So you're going to... Gotcha.
All right.
I'm down.
So just to remind everybody, there are 7 leagues within
I
the
need to get my
Football
list of
Association.
leagues.
There's the Premier League with 20 teams, a Championship with 24 teams, League One with 24 teams, League Two with 24 teams, the National League with 23. And then from there, it splits off. And the National League North and National League South are on the same playing field and just filter up through the National League. You following?
Yep. I just got to your link of
National.
the way.
Yep.
Did you get that,
National
Ron?
League North
Oh, no.
Click
has
on the
20.
content.
Yeah, there's fun little things you can do. The National League North has 22 teams, and the National League South has 21s. So keep that in mind. And I wanted to provide that picture kind of pyramid to help to say that, hey, you're not going through like
So
the North.
We picked the league.
You pick the league they play in. That's
And
a
then
point.
how many?
And then yes.
So, okay.
All right.
Okay. The rules didn't change from last time, right?
No, this is the same rules it's been. All right. First match. Swindon Town 1, Manchester City 4.
Swindon Town, Blake says League One.
All right. Ron?
Yeah, I'll go with League One.
They are in League 2.
Damn it.
And I think you only get points. We only do points with the number of league places, not because then I'll figure out all the nonsense.
Yeah.
So they are in League 2. Of course, Manchester City are in the Premier League. They are first. Swindon Town are in 5th place in League 2. What is the difference in the number of league places between Swindon Town and Manchester City?
Well, didn't you just kind of give it away by saying that?
Probably, so I might have to alter it for the next time. It's been a long time.
I'm like, because now we could just count, although I don't know off the top of my head how many League One and Championship
Correct.
teams.
I told you.
I'm going to
if you remember.
say, I know, but I've already forgotten.
You're right. I didn't do that correct this time. That's okay.
89.
Okay.
They're in League 2.
Yeah.
And Manchester United is in...
City.
Oh, City, sorry. So, 3, carry the 1. Extra foot. 94.
Blake gets the point. 73 places
Oh.
between Manchester City and Swindon Town?
Oh, no. That's what I wanted.
All right. Now we're off to the next game. Mansfield Town 2, Middlesbrough 3.
What is the number you're reading after?
The score line.
That's a score line. That's a score.
So that's the score of the game.
Okay,
Yeah.
Correct. This is the third round proper in the FA Cup. This is when you get the Premier League teams that start to kind of mesh into
that
the
part.
rest.
I understood. I didn't realize you were reading the result.
Yes. Now, Middlesbrough did score that third, but in like the 94th on an own goal. So like they barely got by old Mansfield here. Mansfield Town. What league are they in?
Mansfield Town is in League 2.
National League.
Ron will be correct. They are in League 2.
I thought there was one team that was in the National. Okay.
We may get to some. Who knows?
I feel like
that's the mystery of the game. Middlesbrough are, of course, in the championship, and they are currently 6th in the championship. But how many league places are they between Mansfield Town?
I'll say 32.
52.
Blake, only 2 off with 50. Closest to the hole with another point. Yeah.
I don't get a point for guessing what league they're in?
No, I nixed that. I don't think I even got that because it gets too confusing with the league. Because then if you both get it right. Okay. So then you both got it wrong last time. So then Ron gets a point and Blake does not get a point. So then it's 2-1. If you want to, okay. Since Chelsea couldn't get games postponed, I will grant your request. And I will.
He's so tired. He's so tired.
I am. I'm like half asleep.
Okay, listen to this team. This is awesome. Kidderminster Harriers FC.
They play in America.
Right? They do not.
Wow.
They scored 2, and Reading, who are in the championship, scored 1. So Kidderminster Harriers won the game. What league are they in?
National League North.
All right.
I'm going to say National League 2. National League as well.
Oh, no. I said National League North.
There's difference. There's National League North, National League South.
South.
Blake gets the point. It is National League North. How many league places between Kidderminster Harriers FC and Reading?
Reading's... Oh, God, this is a lot. 102.
87.
Incorrect. Ron was closer. It was 76 league places.
Hey.
Because Reading are 21st in the championship and Kidderminster is 5th.
I rated them higher.
Yeah. Reading's not that good this year. All right. Listen to this team. Borehamwood. That sounds like...
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know if I'm saying it right. Borehamwood. It's probably more
That's from Lord of the Rings. I'm almost confident. That's not a real place.
Oh, my God.
No, but it's an actual team. They scored 2, and they beat AFC Wimbledon 0. 2-0 win by Borehamwood. AFC Wimbledon are... I think I put this down wrong, so I'm quickly trying to Google it because my game show...
They're in championship, right? They're League One.
They are League One, correct.
Right.
Yeah. They are in League One. What league is Borehamwood in?
I want to do something weird. It's the Isthmian Premier. I don't know how to say it.
Isthmian
Premier.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's what you put on there.
It's one of the...
No. It's sorry. Those 4 teams at the 4 things at the bottom. No, it's only the 7 leagues, 2 National League North and South. Yeah.
Level 6. Up to level 6.
7.
I just wanted to say...
No, 7 is the 4 breakouts.
Correct. Sorry.
But 7 in
how it's
total.
viewed there,
So then I'm going to go National League South.
Okay, Ron?
Because Borehamwood sounds like a town that would defend itself against the French attack.
More than likely accurate.
Right. I also think the National League North. I think National League, but I think North.
You are both incorrect. They are just in the National League.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. How many places AFC Wimbledon are currently 20th in League One? How many places between them and Borehamwood are they?
48.
42.
Ron closest to the hole, and we have ourselves a tie game. Yes. It was 53.
I was almost going to say 52. Dang it. But then I thought of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I wanted to say 42.
Tie game going into the last 4, and then we have a bonus one.
Ooh.
Tottenham 3, Morecambe 1. Tottenham, of course, in the Premier League. What league is Morecambe in?
League One.
League Two.
Ron's right. League One it is. Ron takes the lead. Tottenham, at the time it was played, we're currently 6th in the Premier League. How many places are they in between them and Morecambe?
$49. 41.
Blake gets the point. Damn. It's 59.
Do we get bonus if we get exactly?
Sure.
I like that answer.
I'll do a 2-point bonus if you get it exactly right.
2 extra or 1 extra?
Well, instead of the point being 1, you get 2 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
This is our final bonus?
No, we have 3 more and then a bonus. Liverpool 4, Shrewsbury 1. Liverpool, of course, in the Premier League. What league is Shrewsbury in?
Championship.
Same.
You both are incorrect.
Damn it.
So it remains a tie game. They're in League One. Yes. Liverpool, 2nd in the Premier League. What is the number of places between them and Shrewsbury?
I say 42.
61.
Blake gets the point. It's 58.
Oh, man.
Blake has 5 points. Ron, you're still sitting on 4. All right. Yeovil Town.
Yeovil. Whose town is that? Whose ville is that? Yeovil.
Yeovil against Bournemouth. They did lose. Bournemouth won 3-1. Bournemouth, of course, are in the championship, and they are in 2nd place currently. The championship is doing quite well, so take that into account. What league is Yeovil Town in, though?
That's League Two.
League One.
They're in the National League.
Oh,
wow.
So now taking that into account, that Bournemouth are 2nd in the championship, how many league places is between them?
84.
They were in the National League?
Correct.
Sorry, I'm doing the math in my head. I have to take off my shoes.
That's fine. Or just wear sandals like me and you just cut right ahead.
73.
Blake gets the point. 81 places.
Oh, you were so close.
Between the two. All right. Last one before the bonus round. Newcastle United 0. Cambridge United 1. Newcastle lost after the new signee, Kieran Trippier, came in. Anyways, we know where Newcastle is. They're at the bottom of the Premier League table. I believe in 19th at the current time, or at the time this was played. What league is Cambridge United in, though?
They're League One.
I'd say League Two.
They are currently in League One.
Damn it. I am this year.
I think this is the first time I've ever done well.
Yeah, you're doing. You have a 3-point lead. The bonus round's coming up, though.
Okay.
It's going to be a doozy. The number of league places between Newcastle and Cambridge.
And sorry, what league is Cambridge in again?
League One.
League One.
39.
Ron?
I'm going to box you in with 35.
Just doing some quick math just to make sure that I'm fully correct. Give me one more time here.
35.
39.
Blake gets 2 points. 39 on the dot.
Damn it.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Blake. Well done.
Do I win? You got to drink 2 Moo Thunders?
Sure, if you want to. All right, bonus round.
Wait, did you say yes to that?
Oh, me? Oh, I said you.
No, you'd have to drink 2
No,
Moo Thunders.
gosh, no. I recant what I just
why
said.
would you take that?
X-nay on the Moo Thunder, eh? All right, bonus round. This one's just snarky from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my
Nottingham Forest 1. Arsenal 0. Arsenal.
Now we're trying to get his midfield. Their midfield or defender. I forget who it is we're after right now.
I will give a 3-point bonus because we're not going to go over the leagues because Arsenal are in the Premier League and Nottingham Forest are in the Championship. I think we all knew that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what's the number of league places at the time this was played? Arsenal were currently in 5th. You get 3 points closest to the hole. Well, how many?
30.
Ron's 5 away. You get 5 points if you get it exactly on the head.
37.
Ron?
Champions League, right? Championship, you said they're in, right?
Yeah. Arsenal aren't that good, homie.
Well, they're
Okay.
in 5th at the time.
Yeah.
So that's 15 more teams.
Well, wait till you hear the numbers of places.
I don't know where Nottingham's is sitting at. So
That's
yeah,
the question.
They're in the championship, right?
Yeah.
Man, your number really throws me. Okay. They were in 5th. I'm going to say they were 28 points. 28 places.
Ron's closest to the hole with 25 places. But Blake wins the game 9-7 in the overall.
Congratulations. You jerk.
Do you want to have a victory speech, Blake?
You ain't cheating if you're following the rules. That's all I got to say about that.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I'm just saying. If there's a lesson we learned from this episode.
I never said anybody was
If you ain't
cheating.
cheating, you ain't cheating if you're using the
Rewind the
rules.
tape. Read.
If you're using the rules, you
Put your
ain't
little
cheating.
button. Put your little finger towards the phone and rewind it all the way back. I never said they were
That
cheating.
is, I'm just saying.
But that concludes the what? The what? It's the FA Cup. Birthday Trace.
Well done. Well done. Congratulations.
That was a good follow-up. So let's wrap this up, shall we? So our beers, the pod, were Ron, Flying Monkey, what?
Flying Monkey Live Transmission. It's a milkshake IPA.
That went down way too sour.
Go to
or
Flying-
way too easy for what you thought a milkshake IPA was.
Flyingmonkeys.ca.
Oh, I don't have to. I will be there.
Yes, you will. We're going to have that, and we're going to have Forefathers.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
Remember that Scratch IPA series I brought down from them, which was ridiculous good? Yeah.
What's good?
And we also had from Ron and Blake Brewery, question mark,
Yes.
the Dark Belgian Brew.
What are
Yeah.
you going to name it?
Which right now it's question mark. I think we should call it What the What right now. If you
Yes,
remember what it was.
yes.
That's what we should call it.
So if we ever make another Belgian Strong, it's got to be called What the What.
What the
I
What?
tell you what, gents, that's pretty darn good.
It's
It
not
goes down
bad.
smooth.
I was a little scared at first because I think it smelled funny to me because I was expecting the stout. I went,
Yeah.
oh no, I smell alcohol. It was not good. It's not too bad.
If I'm not... Yeah, it actually does not make sense.
And it was not one of our last beers. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're right. But it certainly doesn't make sense that it was the Toblerone stout because we did that
Early on.
like, I don't know, our third beer.
So these all could be this strong. I don't know. Anyway, we got like 5 or 6 of them.
that's
But
pretty
ain't
good.
bad.
I hope they're all this.
I know.
Although I wished one was that Falconer's Flight IPA, but we kegged that.
Yeah. No, we
Because
can't.
that Falconer's Flight IPA.
That would slap you in the face, dude.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, as always, you can follow us on all the socials. Go to thebrewtifulgame.com. You'll find us there. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, but Untapped's the real place to follow
Correct.
us at. Why did I just forget our wrap up? Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever you listen to us on, and let us know. And we got some new magnets. We got maybe some stickers. and maybe a koozie we can get your way if you send a screen grab and let us know you put up a review. We super appreciate it. Helps the show get out to more people. I think that's it, gents.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, I just got a text right here.
Uh-oh.
Well, I've been trying to put together a new show, and my costumer just texted me. They said, I bought a wig today, only $1. Oh, it was a small price to pay. Okay. Well, that's all I need from that text. It was a small price.
It's finally kicking in.
Small price to pay. Because it was $1 wig.
To pay. God. Oh, my God. That one flew over. Ron, I looked at you like you had 4 heads, and I thought about it more. I was like, oh, terrible.
That's how you know it's
Small
good.
Price to pay. Son of a.
I'm not even going to respond.
I will. They loved it. Here we go, gent. Love the game.
Love the beer.
I've already
cherish the game.
I'm
the
tired.
Brewtiful Game.
I need to postpone this pod.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.